day in a life. So let's see here. Usually I have a feline alarm clock. There are two of them that go running around the house when it's about 2 hours before they're due to be fed. So I'll say I'm usually up in the 4 to 6 a.m. range. But in bed, I'll do the usual. I'm human, so I'll look at my phone and I'll poke around at emails, Teams messages. At this point in the day, Dublin's already been awake for 5 hours and at work, so there's usually some interesting stuff for me to see there. Um, Once I get up and out of bed, which is usually around between 7 and 8, I'll go on what I like to call like a fake commute or a pseudo commute. I have nowhere to go. I work remotely, so I work in my home office, but it's really great to have a dedicated time to walk and just kind of collect my thoughts for the day. I feel like walking is the best way to do that. Just kind of loosens everything up and helps me focus. Okay, here are these 400 things I need to do. What are the top 10 or what are the top 5 or what are the 3 really important emails that I need to send today at the beginning of the day so I can get some kind of good outcome by the end of the day or some kind of resolution on things. Eventually I'll get back around to the computer and pop it open, write those emails, start those conversations, book that time, whatever I kind of concocted and organized on my little fake commute. And then what'll happen is, I'll jump into any number of things. We're still pretty, we're pretty early in terms of maturity for the team. So I'm still writing code very rarely now, but a year ago when I first joined, I was putting up 3 or 4 PRs a day, trying to model the way and trying to show, hey, here's how we do work, here's how we get work reviewed, here's how we get it done. Um, so I may be maintaining some of that old code. I may be reviewing pull requests, but more likely these days, I'm setting up teams. I'm kind of setting up work streams. So I might be doing some hiring. I might be doing some headcount defense and explanation to leadership to basically say, hey, we need to hire X number of people for X role. That usually involves a business case. It usually involves some kind of connection to the bottom line. Usually that's cross-functional, so I'll be working with sales to say, hey, we need more sales engineering muscle, or working with product to say, hey, product wants to invest in like these 1, 2, 3 big ticket items this year, and well, we've got 5 years of tech debt that we're fighting against, and we're actually going to need, we should initiate our internship program. Now's the time. Or we need someone who's super experienced in interoperability. That's the kind of discussion that I might be having. um, these days I really do try to shut the laptop and then forget about work for the rest of the day, because I've got my cat alarm clock waiting for me in the morning. That's when I can really start it up again. That's somewhere in the order of 5, 6, rarely 7 o'clock. There's always more work to do. It's not going to go anywhere really. You just have to make sure that you focus on 1, 2, 3 big things a day. After work, I'll go sit down, pet the cats probably, hang out with my wife. She's a high school teacher, so I'm probably just going to sit slack jawed, hearing some of her stories about what the teenagers are up to, and then yeah, we'll settle into a show. I don't know. Personally, we like we like all the Marvel stuff that's kicking around right now. So we're very nerdy when it comes to catching up with that, and you know have a dinner, have a drink, and just settle in and really rest up for the next day, because it's good. You got to make this sustainable, especially in the kind of atmosphere that we're in right now. So you can't push yourself too hard for too long.